Good afternoon. I'm so sorry. Good evening, dear viewers, and welcome back to our another live session as a part of hashtag Disruptive Education Movement, an initiative by a global education and training institute under Dr. Sunita Gandhi with a vision to transform education by sharing ideas for change. And we at GETI, we are committed to teachers training and professional development to facilitate learning, teaching, and sharing ideas for change. And a big thanks to each one of you for being a part of this journey. So far, we have conducted more than 1,200 sessions under this hashtag Disruptive Education Movement since last year. So, big thanks to each one of you out there. And as I promised every time to come back with another informative session, so here I am today with our esteemed guest, Dr. Shefalii Tewaari, who is the director and principal at Canada International School in Pune. And Dr. Shefalii is serving as an educationist for more than 25 years. And she has also worked with renowned schools like Euro School. And she's worked as vice principal with Vidya High School in Pune, as the head at the Billabong High School. Uh, it's in Viman Nagar, I think. And yes, she has uh, experience of serving with multiple boards in CBSE and ICSE and Cambridge as well. And she is extensively involved in teachers training and parenting workshops. And her experience of over 15 years in school administration has given her the opportunity to serving at Mrs. Shibulal's school in Bangalore as the headmistress. Well, this was all about her experience so far, and it's an honor to share space with you, ma'am. Thank you so much for joining us today and being a part of this live series.
Thank you,
And,
Priya.
today's topic is about self-esteem of children. So, without much ado, I would request ma'am to please take over the session. And once again, a very warm welcome to you.
Thank you. I extend my good evening to all of you, all the parents here, and the young parents who are watching, and would-be parents who are watching. And it is an immense pleasure to be a part of the Getty team. I am emotionally very much attached to City Montessori School, Lucknow, and I extend my thank you to you to invite me as the guest because I started my journey with your school. I was a teacher and then a coordinator in your school, and it has taught me so many things. Basically, the skills how to be a good leader and a good teacher, and what is actually working hard. So CMS teaches you all that. It is never ever a looking back story with CMS. So now today we have selected the topic which is self-esteem of the children. Now it is such a big word, self-esteem, and then it is with the children. So we often wonder why self-esteem with the children, because when we were children, I remember my growing up days, if I had questions in my mind, so my father would rather scold me, or if I was quite persistent, I would even get a slap for that, and then I was quiet. All the questions were answered like that. But today, when I see a 2 year old asking questions to the parents, it is very surprising. A 1 year old who can't even speak, but can show by his actions whether he's liking it or not liking it, and their opinion about various things matters. I run a daycare, a school, a high school in Pune, and I have this daily life experiences with children. There are children who are just 1 year old, they can't even talk, but they come to us and they tell us that Mama hit today. And the whole thing, the child is ranting throughout the day. Mama, and with action she says hit. So we kind of cross check with the parents because we don't want to hurt the parents' feelings also. So when we try and cross check, yes, something like that happened, and mother said, "Oh, I would not know that my child would take it so seriously." But the child takes it seriously. Trust me. So You might be angry. I was in the mall the other day trying out some dress for me, and there was a little child in the adjoining room with the mother, and constantly she was asking certain questions. The mother was answering. And suddenly the mother loses it and she tells him, "Can you never be quiet? You're always talking." And what is this? So, the child was quiet. But I felt like telling the mother, "What have you done? Why have you shut a question asking child?" Because that is how you grow. When you ask questions, you get your answers, and that is how you develop a image. But anyway, that is why we are going to discuss about self-esteem here. And I personally feel self-esteem of a newborn is also very important. Though I would say that children are not born with self-esteem. It develops because of the surrounding and because of the behavior and, our behavior towards them, how we appreciate them. So let's check out what I mean by self esteem, what you assume by self esteem is. And I will talk only my experience. I have nothing bookish to talk to you. So, whatever my opinions are the experience of the 25, 26 years I have been in this industry. From a 18 months to a 15, 16-year-old, those who have been with me, they have given me a lots and lots of experience. I'll now share. I'll try and share screen with you now. Yes. So I'll just share my screen with you all. A small PPT. PPT is there to help us, to guide us, but what we are going to do is, okay, so it is there. Yes. I hope my screen is visible and self-esteem basically, I hope my screen is visible to all.
Yes, ma'am.
And yes? Okay, great. Yes. Self esteem simply means that we have a good opinion of one's character and abilities. And this exists even in the smaller babies. A good opinion about themselves, their character, and their abilities. So, if we consider the key points, self esteem is liking yourself and believing yourself. This is so important. I was just a teacher in APJ school, Noida, and I was teaching them maths. So when I was made class teacher of grade 2, there was a child called as Shobhit in my class. And that Shobhit did not have his arm. His arm was amputated. So he would give me reasons. "Ma'am, I cannot draw a line with a ruler. I cannot draw standing line, sleeping line." So he was always ready with excuses. Then I told him, "Please don't give me excuses. If I've said to draw you a line, then you are supposed to be drawing your lines. And the ruler can be held with your arm and the line can be drawn." And the child really felt good that he could do it somewhere. Otherwise, he was extremely a disruptive child in the class. He would not let the teacher teach. And but then he got engaged, and suddenly he realized that, "Oh, this is something that even I can do it." And you will not believe, this helped him not even growing his self-esteem, his marks also grew simultaneously. And he got some good 75, 80 marks in maths in that final exams. His father came, appreciated me, thanked me rather. So, that kind of attitude by a teacher, not pitying the child, helped. So, self esteem helps children face challenges, try new things, and learn and develop well. So, if a child is with a very high self esteem, High self-esteem does not mean that the child is obsessed with himself and he does anything, he speaks anything. So there is a very fine line of a child being able to adhere to the societal norms as well, and then, but remaining in his limits. He thinks good about himself, his relationships are loving, he's given a balanced feedback, encouragement are good for children's self-esteem. So when we continuously keep encouraging our children and we give them a balanced feedback here means that neither I am talking negative, neither I am talking too positive. So it should not spoil the child. The child should not start thinking I am the best and I know the best, and starts undermining the parents and everybody else around him. But the child feels, oh, yes, with the help of the parents and the teachers, he or she is able to perform better. Here, I would again reiterate, we aren't born with self esteem, it is built with external factors. So, there is no self esteem when a little one is born. But yes, there are factors which grow up. These days, Instas, if we check Instas and Facebook, we see a very cute video of a mother teaching the child where she says, "Where is one written?" And the child cries and says, "One is written here." "Where is two? Three? Three kahan likha hai? Four, and four kahan likha hai?" And the child says, "Dato mat, mujhe dato mat, mujhe डांट के मत पढ़ाओ." So, do you understand? The video may look funny to us and we may laugh at it because it's very cute. Even small children, when they cry, look very cute. And it's a mother son relationship and how the mother is teaching her, it's very cute. But the child continuously say, "Mujhe डांटो नहीं, मुझे मारो मत, मुझे ऐसे मत पढ़ाओ." So, it is a very big learning for us that what are we expecting of a little child? How much will he start hating studies if we hit and teach? Yes, there were days. My days were hitting and teaching. There was no other alternate method. The teachers were hitting, parents were hitting. My father would lose his temper on us. Our teachers would lose temper on us. But slowly and steadily, you know, the scenario has changed. And children are very, very vocal. They say, "Don't hit us, don't do this." And the child was becoming so irritable. So, somewhere it is our responsibility to make sure that, we don't irritate the child at all. Now, I'll go to the next slide that I made. Now, what is low self esteem?
I'm so sorry to interrupt, ma'am, but the
Yeah.
slides are not changing. We're still on the first one.
Is it?
Yes, ma'am.
I'm changing it here.
Maybe we
Any
can
point?
continue the normal view and then it will change.
Let's see. Can you
Yes,
see
ma'am.
my?
Yes, now it has changed. Uh,
Is it? So full
yes.
screen is not.
Maybe we can continue
Okay.
with the normal view. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So I'll just repeat self key points for self-esteem is liking yourself and believing in yourself. I'll just go ahead. Self-esteem. This slide is clear to everybody now? Okay. So self-esteem helps a child face challenges, try new things and learn and develop well. Loving relationships, balanced feedback and encouragement are good for children. Self-esteem, as I just spoke about it. And I said we aren't born with self esteem, it is built with external factors. Definitely. What is low self esteem? They become withdrawn. Now, when you'll constantly scold your child for little things, I will consider studies till grade 5 also little things. Because that is the time when your child is learning to communicate. He is learning the societal norms. These days, generally, we have single child, and with single child, it is so difficult to make them aware of the social behavior, how they should behave. They are in nuclear families, they do not know how to talk to their elders. Either we become very friendly or we become very stubborn. So, all that leads to a confusion for the child, right? So, they are critical of themselves. These kind of children, they become very, very critical, leading to frustration and then, They would not want to even do things easily. Suppose, very easy way, if you give them a puzzle. I have seen children struggling with the puzzle for hours and hours, and I have also seen children who lose their interest, who give up. They say, I can't do it because, I don't understand. So these are the little hints that we get. They're frustrated. They say, I don't like studies. I don't want to write. Grade 1, grade 2 children, they don't want to write also because they don't like it. Things are not happening as per their desire. They don't want to try new things. They're okay with, the monotonous kind of a day that they have. And then they are into negative talking. So negative talking also has many reasons. Either they hear their parents indulged in negative talking, or they develop it on their own. That, see, first it is about self. I am not good, I cannot do it, I'm just useless. I'll tell you, long time back, DPS RK my both the cousins were going to DPS RK. So my cousin's cousin was a small child, 3 years old, and I enter their house, and this little child, because it was a joint family, was sitting very upset. So I asked him, "What happened, Anu? Why are you sitting like this?" So he looks at me very frustrated, and he tells me, "Didi, I am good for nothing." And he spoke in Hindi. He said, "दीदी मैं तो बहुत बेकार लड़का हूँ, मैं तो good for nothing हूँ, मैं कुछ नहीं कर सकता अपनी life में." And we all started laughing about it, but I was wondering, where are those words coming into this small little child? And trust me, it was just the parents' influence on him, because his interview did not go well. The aunt was frustrated about it, so she said all the bad things to the child. And this is how he developed his self esteem, that he is a worthless child. Now, just to eradicate this, how can we build a positive self esteem? So, to make a progress towards a goal, learn things at school, then make friends and get along, learn skills, music, sport, art, cooking, technical skills. So, you know what? In the present day, when we have only a single child generally with us, it is very important for us to keep the child engaged in the positive activity. To burn out their energy, it is very important for us as parents to engage them in activities like sports, basketball, football, where they burn out their energy. Then in music, somewhere in sketching, cooking, and you know what? Not too many activities. Please don't burden them with too much of activities. But yes, definitely two activities can be chosen, which makes it one activity per week. And Sunday is just fun for them. Sunday, they do anything that they want. They get up anytime they want. So Sunday is a cheat day, even for the children. So they cheat on everything. They get up late. They eat whatever they want. And, they're allowed not to follow any timetable and routine. And they keep practicing their favorite activities only when everything is given to them in the right amount. And that right amount has to be decided by the parents. And the practices like help, give, or be kind. In earlier days, we had joint families, more of joint families. So we were learning by seeing. Now, learning by seeing is not happening, because generally a child is with the maid when both the parents are working. Now, imagine what background a maid can provide a child, right? Or the child goes to the school, comes back, spends very little time with the parents. So the basic activities, or I will say the skills or the values, like helping, giving, or being kind, that's not coming to the child. So we have to basically practice them, show them doing it, and that is how they will learn. Like, on birthdays, we can take them to an old age home. We can just take them to an orphanage. Let them see the world is not kind to all. The world is kind to only a few of us, and we are the privileged ones, right? And if they're being good, praise them for their good behaviors, right? A good behavior can be as small as getting you a glass of water, right? Please say thank you to them, because when you say thank you to them, they learn to say thank you to others, right? and maybe you can help them to try hard for something that they really want. You know, things they're good at and they're enjoying. You should promote them for that. Correct? Get a prize or a good grade when they are earned. So there is no harm in, people say, oh, we just giving them some kind of monetary or financial something to the given to the children makes them bad. No, a little bit is okay. You can limit your budget. If they've got good grades, buy them a meal, a cheat meal, McDonald's meal for them. That is also a prize for them, and that is in no way cheating. You're not spoiling your child by doing them. We'll see how parents can help. So parents can help. You can help your child learn to do things. At every age, there are new things for kids to learn, even during babyhood, learning to hold a cup or take a first step. A sense of mastery and delight comes to the child when a little child gets to hold something. He's so happy about it. And as the child grows, things like learning to dress, read, write, or a bike care, chances of self esteem are growing positively. When they're getting appreciation, they wear the shoes on their own, then they start tying their laces on their own. So it is all appreciation. And the child builds a positive self image on that. When then you have teaching kids how to do things, show and help them first. So then let them do what they can, even if they're making mistakes. It's okay to make mistakes, there's no harm. Be sure your child gets a chance to learn, try, and feel proud. Don't make new challenges too easy or too hard. So just give them something that is doable, right? A 3-year-old kid should be given a DIY kit which is 3 years old. We cannot give a 7-year-old something to the child. He will lose interest. Or a very basic thing also, he will lose interest. So something that is age appropriate, you can have a discussion with the teacher. These days it is very easy. You can Google things and find out. Now, you must praise your child, but you must do it very, very wisely. What are you praising is very important, right? It is very important to praise your child. It shows them that you're proud of them, but in some ways, praising the child could also backfire. So you must always remember that what are you praising them about, correct? How to do it right. Don't overpraise. Praise that doesn't feel earned doesn't ring true. For example, telling a child he played a great game when he knows he didn't feel how hollow it makes him feel. It's better to say, I know that it wasn't your best game, but we can all have off days. I'm proud of you for not giving up. Add a vote of confidence. Tomorrow you'll be back on your game. So, these kind of gestures really help. Even in the class test, suppose my child fails. So it's okay to tell the child, all right, I think this time the test was little tough and you got the questions which you did not revise from. So let's see, next time I'm sure you will get better marks and our revision will also improve. So, that kind of praise is effective, right? Then praise effort. Avoid focusing praise only on results, such as getting, some A or fixed qualities and sports and anything. Their working should be appreciated. Somebody's working hard. It should be appreciated. Their efforts for preparing for exams should be appreciated, not the grades that they have got, right? And it is always nice to know that you are a role model. You have ban harsh criticism to them. Focus on strengths. Let's kids help, and let's all of us be giving to them. So this was all about the self-esteem that I wanted to share with you all, right? And in case you have any questions, you can ask me.
Thank you, ma'am. Thanks a lot for this
Yes.
motivating session. Very positive. And
Yes.
you rightly said it's all about how you feel about yourself, valuing yourself and how important you believe you are for the world, for the people around you.
Correct.
And
So if
it
I,
is all
yeah.
about, yes, it is
Yes,
all
please.
about the beliefs, about
Yes.
their own value.
So anybody has any questions we can answer?
No such questions because I think your session was to the point, very clear,
Thank
and
you.
there are
It
so
was,
many takeaways for all of us from the session. How actually we are not really born with it, but we can definitely work on it for the children
yes.
to develop. Because
Yes.
the toll of negative self-esteem on children, I think it's very much it's trouble for them, trouble building, and there are so many reactions to that where kids are very angry, they're anxious, they lose interest in learning and doing anything
Correct.
they want
Correct.
to,
Correct.
and they simply just withdraw and they say no, I'm not going to do, and they just give up. So
Yes.
you also shared about how we can actually build positive self-esteem, how we can differentiate between the praise and the encouragement, where we need
Correct.
to appreciate the efforts made by the students instead of focusing only on the marks, but we can appreciate their hard work that
True.
they try, and help them discover their strengths actually, where they are good, where they can actually do better. I think this is what we all need. It gives the permission to develop, to be who they want to be. I think that's very
Yes.
important for a child to open the wings and fly.
Yes. Yes.
And the message was for all the stakeholders, be it the parents, the educators, and anybody, the therapists, the counselors who can actually help children to
Correct.
have that sense of self-worth in them. So, yeah, I can see how you draw a child out from his shell. I just received a question from Miss Mission Paul. Um,
How do you draw a child out from his
yeah,
shell? So, if you're talking about a single child who is totally withdrawn, first of all, you must make sure what are the friends circle he's, and of course, in the lockdown situation is very bad, but definitely what kind of friends he's interacting with. Are his friends only the bullying types? They do not allow the child to open up, then you really need to pitch in, select some children from his genre who let him speak and play. Such type of children will help. Then you can put your child in some activities like speech and drama, public speaking, so that his confidence level increases. Children are very scared of not being able to speak well, so some activities like this can be helpful instead of music and art, where you have the stage fear constantly with you. So I think activities like speech and drama, public speaking, and also paying attention to the kind of friend circle that the child is involved in can help you.
can definitely help them open up. Right.
Yes.
And how can the mind of the kids be more resilient right from the family? That's the question coming from Mr. K. Banerjee.
Can be more resilient right from the family. Right, you have to have to encourage your child. If you're talking a joint family, to me here I can guess that family is joint family. So everybody's behavior towards the child is very, very important. It is important for a adult to know the behavior he is projecting towards the child. So that kind of behavior, because the child is watching. If he's not speaking, he's watching
Hmm.
everybody, and
True.
that is the way he picks up his behavior. So that way kids learn by what they see. Right? You start
Absolutely right.
behaving like them. Yes.
Very true. Very true.
Yeah.
I think overall, a very positive session. As I said, there is so much to take away, and I would request all the viewers out there to share this video as much as they can, so that it
Yes.
reaches to maximum people.
Thank you,
So
Mr.
yes,
Sareem. Yes.
with this we come to an end. Thank you so much, ma'am, once again on behalf of our entire team.
Yes.
And definitely we will connect sometime again with something more to talk on.
Definitely, we will. We will. Yes.
Thank you so very much. Thanks to all
Thank
the
you,
viewers for
Preena.
being a
Thank
part.
you, parents. Thank you, parents.
Thank you.
Bye bye. Take care.
Bye.
Bye.
Take care.